Hello everyone, this is Big Blast 99, and today I'm bringing you a very special video. Today I'm showing off my Dexus, which is a project of mine, which is in a extreme level living dex. Something I've been working on for the past few years, something that just gives me a bit of joy because I like collecting Pokemon. It's my favorite part of the series, so this is a little my journey of my past few years of progress. So starting off, we have the standard part of the living dex. Gens 1 through 4 are all from BDSP, with the exceptions of Celebi, which is from Virtual Console, Spindo, which is Spinda so it's from Gen 6, and Deoxys, which is from Alpha Sapphire. 5 through 8 are all from Sword and Shield when they could be. The ones that aren't were filled in from Gens 5, 6, 7. Meltan and Melmetal are from Go, the Hisui Pokemon from Legends Arceus, and of course, Gen 9 Pokemon from Scarlet Violet. For gender variations, all the male Pokemon of Pokemon with gender variants are in the main part of the living dex. All the female are in the gender variant dex section, just because I find at least most of the Pokemon that got gender variations, they were the males got the original design and the females got the new design, so that's just my reasoning here. I know Meowstic, Indeedee, Masculegion, and Oinkologne, I believe it's just them. Their gender variants are technically of different forms because of different stats, but because they're gender specific, I just kept them as is. All the unknown are from BDSP. These Vivillon, these are all Gen 6 Vivillon. I traded back when X and Y were still the hot game on the block. This was before we learned about the Gen 9 situation, so it is what it is. Would have cool to cut them in Gen 6 if we knew about it, but here we are. This is the Alolan Pokemon. All of them that are from, like you got from the Diglett guy and this Isle of Armor, are here. A few are from Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Muck and Golem are from Go. I've just yet to replace them. I've been meaning to, and I just keep forgetting about it. Here are my Galarian forms. These is all the Hisuian forms. I have White Stripe Basculin just because if I feel like they fit with the Hisuian forms, and then also in this box is just the Paldean forms because it's just the 4 of them. A few empty spaces here. Here are all the alt forms. It's a bit of a mess, but it just kind of makes sense in my head. So we have all the Flabebe family here. We have the 2 Darmanitan, so Zen mode. Under here is Greninja with Battle Bond. The 4 Oricorio, and then the 4 Deerling and Sawsbucks forms. Those are all from Gen 5. Here we have the 3 Burmy and Wormadams. All 4 alts for the Rockruff line. The Rockruff is own tempo, just because it's technically a different form than the standard Rockruff. Blue Stripe Basculin, low tempo, toxicity, all 7 Minior. I've been lucky enough to manage to get all 9 cuts from Go for Furfrou. Here are alt forms for Mythicals and Legendaries, as well as the Paldean alt forms, which is the 4 different Squawkabilities. Squawkabilities. There we go. The other 2 are Tatsugiris, the Go exclusive version of Gimmighoul, family of 3 Mousehold, and the Dunsparce, the 2 1/100 evolutions. 3-segment Dunsparce took me 320 evolutions. I have a lot of Dunsparce hanging around, so I'm going to have to figure out something to do with those. Next up is Alcremie. Alcremie is what I really started the alt forms with. I got all of the suites from the Cramomatic, and they put a Milcery event right after, so that was pretty cool, but I have all of them, as well as a shiny for each suite. I bred for this shiny, the rest were from the event. So this shiny and all the others are in Dream Balls. Then we have the 4 different sizes of Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist, the 2 different Cs of Shellos and Gastrodon, and the 6 Rotoms. And then here we have all of the G-Max form Pokemon, including a Milcery, with the exception of the 2 Urshifu, just because they're otherwise in the decks. I haven't played Sword and Shield too much. Here is a Pikachu in every single type of Pokeball. This was something I thought of. It was just like, I want something like a representation of at least every single type of Pokeball. So all of these ones I've gone over, those are from Sword and Shield. This is a Kricketot from HCSS, just because the Sport Ball and Safari Ball are really hard to get in Gen 8. This is the Cherish Ball. Are you? Yeah, so Safari Ball, this is from Emerald, I believe. Maybe. It's from one of the Hoenn games, just because I get a Pikachu and a Safari Ball there. Here are the Legends Arceus balls. Here's all the Ash Hat Pikachus. Down here is a Pikachu from every single language type. I think they're all home Pikachu or Pichu at some point, which was fun. Here are just a bunch of home gifts. These were the in-game gifts for having Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee in Sword and Shield, and then the mystery gift. And these, I forget why I have 3 of each of these, but I do. But yeah, these are just home gifts. This is an Eevee of every single Terra type, just because they had the event, and I was like, that'd be a cool thing to have into the dexes. These are just like shiny legendaries and mythicals. All of them were event, except for the Melton Melmetal. Well, I guess they're technically an event in Go. And then this is an Necrozma from the Dynamax Adventures. And then here are a very special selection. These are my cover legendary collection. So home has challenges like, oh, get a Charizard, a Venusaur, a Blastoise, a Pikachu from good old Kanto. And I took that a step further, and I was like, I'm going to get a Pokemon from the game it's on the cover of. So this is a Charizard from Red. This is a Venusaur from Green, an official copy of Green. This is a Blastoise from Blue. This is a Pikachu from Yellow, and so on and so forth. Some of them have names. Some of them are Master Balls. A lot of these are just legendaries I had from playthroughs of these games. So like Earth, Wind, Fire, that's from a Ruby run where I named every Pokemon after a band. And then these are the 3 beasts from Colosseum. And then this is Shadowlugia. Like, this is my first Palkia. This was the very first legendary I ever caught. And this is my very first Lugia from Soul Silver. And then for Pokemon that have fusions, like Black 2 and White 2 cover, which had Black Kyurem and White Kyurem, I just have, like, the Pokemon that make the fusion, if that makes sense. And then it continues into this box. We have Meltan as the face of Go, just because it's the Go exclusive Pokemon. And then we have the partners for Let's Go. I wish they were the actual partners, but those can't lead the games, unfortunately. Gaps for Zacian, Samacenta, and Urshifu, just because I need to play those games more to get them, as well as Koraidon and Miraidon. And then down here is a special thing. This is like my oldest team. So this Torterra is the Pokemon I've owned the longest. I started with Chimchar initially, but then I kind of got lost and stuck, and I gave up on Pearl. And then I got some cards where it was like, oh, the Turtwig line. And so I restarted and chose Turtwig. And that's the game I eventually beating the first time, because Pearl was my very first game of Pokemon. Got it from my DS as a kid. And so I don't know exactly how long. I don't have the save file, and like transferring loses data all the time or whatever for Pokemon, which is annoying. But this has been my ride or die since I was a child. And then this is an Infernape, my friend. He chose Chimchar, and his cousin, I think it was, traded him a Monferno. So he had 2 Monfernos at one point, and he was like, hey, do you want a Monferno? And I'm like, yeah, I want a Monferno. So, like, my first successful playthrough, I had Torterra and Infernape, which was really cool. And then this is the traded Chatot from Diamond and Pearl. It was just, I liked it. I don't know why. I just had fun with him. And he just stayed on the team. And then Floatzel and Master Ball Abomasnow, these were fucking HM slaves of mine at one point. But, like, they've been around the block. I can't remember what their original games were, if they were like a Diamond, a Pearl, Platinum. I'm not too sure, but they floated around for a very long time, and I decided to bring them up just because it'd be nice to have like pretty much what I'd consider like the original team just chilling around. Like, this isn't probably the team I used to beat the Elite Four the first time, but it's the oldest Pokemon I know I've had for a while, so it's just my old squad. Here we have Purloin through Clink. These are all of N's Pokemon from Black 2 and White 2. Just thought that was another thing that'd be fun to add. And then Cosmog through Swampert here. These are just for home challenges. Like, these are starters from original Diamond Pearl. These are Oras starters. This is Cosmog, Cosmo, and Rayquaza from Oras. Here we have the Mightiest Mark Pokemon. That's a new addition, as well as the Titan Mark Pokemon. And like, these are the mythicals I replaced in my Living Dex once I got BDSP, and like could ship them out for more personal, like, caught Pokemon by me. And a random Porygon, I don't know where this Porygon's from. It's some Porygon from Gen 8 that just been chilling around these boxes, and he keeps moving around. I don't know its origin, but he just floats around, and I like it. And then this is just like my shiny box. Most of these 2 rows here are from Let's Go. Obviously, Wooloo's not. That was from a raid event. I think this was just a code event. Yeah, Cherish Ball. This was my first Gen 8 shiny. I found it trying to find an Ice Cube. A bunch of these are from, like, the Dynamax Adventures. This Bulbasaur, I was breeding Bulbasaurs, like 2 of them, to put into my Living Dex, because all of my Living Dex Pokemon were Sword and Shield at one point, but I made 2 eggs. I took out Venusaur, and then one of them hatched to be shiny, so I had to, like, go breed another egg. So he just chills around. These two were from an event. This Grookey was the first Pokemon I shiny hunted for in Sword. It took me like 19 eggs. That was a pretty fun moment. Yeah, that's the end there. And then last thing I really have here to show off, well, I'll have it back here. I have a bunch of boxes filled in the back with just a bunch of rejects from over the years, starting mostly in Gen 6 when I was in competitive, kinda. But I keep them here because like I had them always in bank just because they generated bank points, so I get BP, and then like now they generate home points, which I think is fun. And then in here I have Bell, which is a very special Pokemon. This is my Ribbon Master. You can't really see it on this version of Home, but it has every ribbon except for Master Rank at this point, I think. And it's a Shadow Pokemon from XD. It's something that's fun. It was really fun going back and just like getting everything. And it's like I want to get a Pikachu with the 1 million ribbon just in case there's ever a game where Gardevoir can't go. I can like get all the excess ribbons onto the Pikachu and just like have all the ribbons between the two of them, which I think would be cool. But yeah, overall, that's the Dexys. This is just a quick little rundown of what I got. I'll probably throw update videos because there's things I want to do. Like I want to replace the Go stamp Pokemon in the Alolan boxes. Like the Go stamp should really only be the Go exclusive Pokemon for the most part. And then I want to keep doing stuff. Like I want to get a Pokemon of a single Pokemon, single species Pokemon, but like with every nature. And then I want to set up the Pokemon so it's like across the living decks, every move and ability is accounted for, which I think would be fun. So that's going to be a lot of spreadsheeting. But every now and then I will give updates for this, I guess. And yeah, that's really about it. If you watch this far, I want to thank you for spending your time. Like, comment, subscribe would be appreciated, and I'll catch you all on the next time. I hope you all have yourselves a goddamn good one.